Hari Om, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Bethany Hamilton was born to be in water, and so she was born in Hawaii. As a child, she started surfing at a young age and very quickly became a professional at this sport. At age 13, she was attacked by a shark that bit off her arm. This would cause anyone enough nightmares to never go into the water ever again. Not just watching Jaws, but actually have a shark bite your hand off. Bethany, 1 month later, when her wound was healed, she was back on her surfboard with this determined spirit and positive attitude. 2 years later, she won the first place in the Women's National Championships of Surfing. So many stories we find of famous people, not so famous people, who actually have been victims of horrible things. The well-known Oprah Winfrey was molested as a child time and time again, not just once, to the point where she was pregnant at the age of 14. She delivered the child only to have it die a few months later. A victim of such horrendous circumstances, and yet she grew to become one of the world's most powerful and most loved women. I know so many people who say, I love Oprah, and they haven't even met her. And then we find people who have everything: opportunities, wealth, a loving family, parents that are constantly reassuring them, and yet they're not even able to finish college. They're not able to secure a job. They're not able to have a healthy, mature relationship. We have an immense difference in the attitude of such people. It's the contrast between a victim and a victor. The Hanuman Chalisa, as it's winding down, ends with one of those very joyful verses. Jai 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 Hanuman Gosai, Kripa Karo Gurudeva Kinai. And when the kids in the class are taught this, they sing it with even more gusto. Jai Jai Jai. Jai means victory. May Hanumanji be victorious in our mind and help us create a mindset of victory. The mindset of someone who is a victim is something we all quite familiar with, characters in movies and books, or even people that we've bumped into in life along the way. A victim is one who believes that the whole world is against them, that everything's a challenge, everything's difficult, and when things go horribly wrong, they blame others for their failure and their sorrow. They want handouts. They want other people to help them to succeed, and they feel they have a right to opportunities, or they have a right to money, they have a right to be respected. Such people constantly take, but even though they're taking, they have this faith in evil, and they make things go wrong or make things go worse. And again, we're very familiar with the mindset of a victor. The world doesn't owe us anything. And when obstacles come along, it's up to us to be able to overcome them. And when we do succeed, we succeed not only for ourselves, but for the people around us. We champion causes that enrich other people's lives. Victors believe that the doors are open and that the world is a beautiful place. And so changing our mindset from a victim to a victor takes a few stages. One is we break free from the older mindset, which in itself can be quite challenging. It takes courage to be able to walk away from something that's so familiar. And step 2 is to gain a perspective that is different to the one I had previously. prospectors are already there, but it's me subscribing to it. It's me actually starting to see the glass as half full. Step 2 is, even though when we change our mindset, because the old mindset is so strong, we sometimes lapse back into it. And to have that bounce back ability to remind us of why we want to change. Because if we hold this victim card, then it's almost like in Monopoly when you get out of jail free. The victim card is trying to make us get out of responsibility, get out of taking charge of our own lives and making something of it. And lastly, the mindset is, instead of seeing that I have a right to something, to understand that how to best use what I have for the highest good. What's the highest and best use of my life? What's the highest and best use of my mind, of my time? Victory is very often sweetest when it's known defeat. And so there's this beautiful motivational clip by Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's role model for so many young men all over the world. And he starts this clip by saying, I have missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I have lost almost 300 games. On 26 occasions, I was entrusted to take the game's winning shot, and I missed. I have failed over and over and over again in my life. And then he looks directly into the camera, into every young boy out there that idolizes him. And he says, and that is why I succeed. JJJ Hanuman Vasai. Time for us to change from victim to victor. Think about it.